Good evening, everybody. My name is Mike McHale. I'm the business manager of Local 24, and I served on the data center work group program. And I'm reluctant sometimes as a resident of Carroll County to get up and tell people in Frederick County what's good for them. I've always felt that way. On top, well, but as the business manager, you heard Blaine say it, we represent workers from Frederick County all the way to Ocean City, and we have some unique perspectives. I'm also a first-generation American, and I'm a first-generation IBEW member from South Baltimore. I grew up in Brooklyn. And what I'm trying to explain about these jobs and the opportunities, some of the counties to the west of us lost industrial work. They lost to Kelly. They lost a bunch of other stuff out in Western Maryland, and now they're building prisons. So their opportunity is to build prisons and try to make a living that way and get tax generation that way. I heard talk of ice cream. You know, they make that ice cream here in Maryland, in Laurel. That's where they make the ice cream, at least Breyers and Dryers, and we worked on that job. So I've heard a lot about the NPRP. I've heard a lot about PJM. I've heard a lot about coal-fired power generation stations going down. This industry, and I know it's a tough and contentious issue, but the industry that I'm in, which is helping young people get jobs, get free training, get the ability to buy a house at 25 or 26 years old. This industry we're talking about supports those kind of jobs. I met with an employer, one of ours, last Tuesday, and they told me that they need 750 people on that project by the end of this year. So these are real jobs. In addition, that same employer has opened a prefab shop just outside the boundaries of Adams County, not Adams County, that's Pennsylvania, excuse me, Adamstown, and they've got about 150 people working there. So a couple other things about me, and then I'll shut up and get out of your hair. I delivered paychecks to East Alco in 1985 as a first-year apprentice. I spent 5 years at Fort Detrick building stuff there. I worked at the aluminum plant when they made aluminum on a homogenizing walking oven. And when he shut the place down, my employer got the phone call to get all our crap out of there, and that was my job too. So these jobs we're talking about for the IBEW, the UA, the trades jobs, they're real. Mark my words, if we continue down this path and we keep supporting this industry, you're going to see a tremendous amount of opportunity for young folks. And thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Try again.
Okay.
All right. Good evening, council members. Yes. Carmen Vaso. I'm with the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, with office location at 5300 Westview Drive. We are in support of this this legislation. It's going to limit everything to 1%. It's also going to be able to expand what is there. It's important to us and to our members because it's about jobs. You guys are investing in workers and workplaces, right? That's what Frederick County's doing. You're looking into doing that. I can speak to only our members and our contractors. We currently have over 100 members working on the existing data center sites. We are projected to have over 300 people or more per building that's out there. So you can do the math with how many buildings are out there. And with all of that, we are going to high schools, and myself, I'm going to middle schools. Recently, I spoke at Crestwood Middle School and Monocacy Middle School, because 6 years from now, these middle schoolers are going to be looking for a job. Some of these families that are in there they weren't born into land ownership to be able to either farm it or sell it to data centers. So they're going to look for a job, and maybe a job that doesn't require a college education that their family can't afford. So these jobs that we provide with our apprenticeship, that is a free education. You earn while you learn. There is no internship. It's a apprenticeship, okay? You are given a skill, you are taught a skill, and after soon to be 4 years of the apprenticeship, you will be making over $100,000 a year. So currently our members make $50 an hour, and do the math, if you work 2,000 hours a year. So it's a good thing, and that's just for electricians. Those jobs are also going to be out there for steam fitters, for plumbers, for people that work in operating engineers, I mean, it's just, it goes on and on and on. So I really can't think of anything else that's going to put so many Frederick County residents to work as these buildings. And then there's also, I'll use the rest of my time to talk about this because it drives me crazy. There's also a sediment, there's something out there that says, well, once these things are built, there's not going to be anything else for people to do and they're going to drive away. That is not true, right? People are going to come to the site. Electricians, how many times do you change your phone? Do you get a new phone? Well, these things are what are powering your phones, right? Like they're giving the information to your phone. So how many times do you think they're going to change their equipment out? A lot. Our electricians are on these sites all the time. These sites cannot go down, so they are out there maintaining equipment. And this is, like I said, it's not just electricians. These are plumbers, steam fitters, all the trades that are out there. So I highly suggest you to pass this legislation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, good evening. My name is Serge Akuma, and I'm from Local 24 Union. I'm just an electrician over there, but I just want to be over here today to support what they're doing. They're a really great guy over there. They're really taking care of us, and we're really making good money, and the job is really, really good, and I'm just here to support them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to comment. My name is Blaine Boone, and I'm a proud 14-year member of IBEW Local 24, representing Frederick, Baltimore, and the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Additionally, I have spent 3+ years in the data center world, and rather than push back against beliefs held by residents, I'd prefer to sympathize, understand, and meet you where you are and provide insight from an insider. Your statements are understandable. However, I don't believe that means interests need to conflict. Rather, they should coexist in the progress for all parties. In hopes to ease some concerns expressed tonight, here's an insider's view on data centers. Data centers are subjected to and adhere to some of the most stringent governmental standards and tests, and trust me, I've led commissioning teams during various emissions testing. There were many nights I had to stay much later than my scheduled quitting time because there was to be absolutely no deviation from or failure of any sort in any testing, and if there was, we stayed until it was remedied. Also, some perspective on generators is data centers do not want their generators to turn on. If they do, they're likely more unhappy about it than you are. Many of the described noises heard by residents in other stated locations are from commissioning activities to test efficacy at first installation, then that last at most 4 hours, and then are on average conducted annually and sometimes less, with permitting and warning to communities, much like planned public works on roads. On the topic of water consumption, and without revealing too many trade secrets, some of the evolution in the 4+ years that data center projects for this area have been debated, and even before they were thought of, data centers have developed numerous means of cooling with a fraction of the previous amount of water, and some that even upscale water coolant. After addressing some expressed concerns, I'd like to shed light on just one of the many positive opportunities provided by data center construction, opportunities that are available to your next generation, your school children, your own children, your grandchildren, the opportunity that is life-changing, family-sustaining career opportunities through the numerous unionized building trades that would be performing the work. And I myself am proof. A knucklehead who had no future 14 years ago now has purpose, a career, and family-sustaining single income career that is single income career that is absolutely unheard of in this day of age. Oh, and these are long-term jobs because I myself have already returned to previously built data centers to upgrade systems. And if you keep track of how fast technology moves, that will be a constant. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.